21 ways to win on and off the field. Chapter 4, make confidence your natural odor. Make confidence your natural odor. I don't use cologne. Somebody might pick up on my scent and ask, what is that you're wearing? I just say, confidence. Confidence is my natural odor. And you need to make confidence your natural odor too. Some people call it arrogance or cockiness. I've always referred to it as confidence. Nothing wrong with being confident. Nothing wrong with believing in yourself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with verbalizing that belief. You know how sometimes another person will enter the room and they just seem different? They look you dead in the eyes, shake your hand, they speak well, they dress nice, and feel right at home in the conversation. They are comfortable. They are confident. That's who you want to be. I don't care if you're giving a presentation in a boardroom, making a sale to a customer, giving a persuasive speech to your class, or laying down the law for your kids. You don't want to be hemming and hawing in those situations. The way you present yourself, the way you sound, and the way you carry yourself means everything. You want to be confident and projected. I learned early on that I had to believe in myself, because who's going to believe me if I don't? You need to have that same aura at your work. You need to know that there's nobody more qualified to do your job than you. You're the expert and you're going to kill it every day. That's the attitude you need as a part of your personality. Some people might be uncomfortable if you present yourself this way. Here's what I tell them. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. I need to repeat that one. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. If you're educated and prepared and sincere, if you truly have an interest in people and have a total commitment and belief in what you bring to this world, then you're going to be naturally confident. And there's not a darn thing wrong with that. Performance breeds confidence. Performance breeds confidence. Now, we all know lots of people who talk the talk but don't walk the walk. They talk a big game and don't deliver. Performance is how you know if somebody's confidence is justified. I don't care what you do for a living. The greatest job security in the world is performance. If you know your business and you care about doing a good job for people, you're always going to perform. That's the foundation for your confidence. And that's a solid foundation. Before you get drafted into the NFL as a rookie, they take you to the combine. It's like a huge speed dating session for football players. They're looking at you, measuring and weighing you, asking all kinds of questions about your past and your history. It's supposed to be where they see how strong you are and how fast you are, whether you pass all their tests. In my mind, the only reason I needed to be there was to run the 40-yard dash so I could show them I was who I was, that I really was that fast. Well, little did I know that they had me signed up for the bench press. I was engaged in conversation with one of my cohorts, and over at the bench press, they kept calling out, Sanders, 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 get up here. It's your time to do the bench press. I looked at them and said, no, I don't think Jerry Rice is going to lay across my hands and have me bench press him, so that's not necessary. I'm good. When it came time for the 40, I did what I do, and that was run fast. I ran it and I killed it. It was time for me to show the world, and I did. I kept on going and I left the building. I knew what time it was because I had prepared for it. There was nothing more to talk about. I don't think that's arrogance. To me, that's beautiful confidence. You know your job, right? Nobody knows it better than you. Stop feeling like you got to be all modest all the time. Sooner or later, you've got to bet on you. You don't have to look back and see how many hands claps you got. You already know. You should always bet on yourself. You believe in everybody else, right? You're propping up your friends, telling them they're worthy. You support them. You're baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when you're going to look in the mirror and start pumping up in the accomplished person that you really are, you got to believe in you. Because you got it. You got it. Now show it to everybody. Show the world. That's all I've ever done. Show the world the person that I know I am. At that NFL combine, and after I crossed that finish line, I didn't even look back and ask what my 40 time was. I didn't have to. That's my life. Those are my skills. I know what I'm all about. I know my training and preparation and knowledge. I live it every day. You don't have to look back and see what your sales are. You don't have to look back and see what your engagements are. You don't have to look back and see how effective you are. You already know. You should always bet on yourself. I'm not a gambler. I don't play with money of that nature. When I go to casinos, which is rarely, they don't even give me free rooms because they know I'm not going to spend any money. But every now and then, I will go to the roulette table and put some money on 21 black. That's just an analogy, but just a symbol of me always believing in who I am. Now, here are my last words on performance. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect father, neither am I a perfect man. I always tell my kids that. But when they look around, I'm going to be there at every turn to support them and love them. I put in the work. So, if you know your business, if you're putting in the work, that's really all you need. Most of the people you deal with are a little uncertain. They have some doubts. They're holding back. If you bet on yourself and come out confident, you're going to stand out. You're going to win. And when you win, it's okay to do your dance. Be who you say you are. Here's an interesting experiment for y'all. Why don't you gather up some coworkers and family members and ask them about your most recognizable qualities? What kind of person do they think you are? In their eyes, who do you profess to be? Then ask yourself a question. Are you that person? We all do a lot of talking these days, whether it's in person or on social media. We have an image or a persona to the people who know us best. Sometimes you'll hear a comment like, wow, that kind of behavior was really out of character for my friend. So there are normal expectations for who you are, what you represent, how you're going to react to everyday things. That pretty much represents who you say you are. It's easy to be a good person when people are watching, but it's a whole different thing to be a good person, to be who you say you are when no one is around. That's when your true character is revealed. I'm very familiar with the spotlight, and I am a household name. People know me and recognize me most places I go. My challenge is always being the same person with the same values and principles, no matter who is watching. Y'all got a platform too. If you're the boss, if you're a key performer in your business, certainly if you are a parent, you've got other people watching you all the time. You parents already know the importance of having and keeping a consistent message. You start switching that up and your kids are going to get really confused. They'll darn sure call you on it. So what are the best ways you can be who you say you are when no one is looking? Number one, be kind. Even when you're having a bad day, be kind to the people around you. It doesn't take much. A smile and a kind word can make a huge difference in someone's day. You know what? Make sure to be kind to yourself too. When you're driving hard towards your goal, there's a tendency to put pressure on yourself, maybe too much pressure. Give yourself a break. Treating yourself well is always important. Number two, be honest. Always tell the truth, period. Even when it's hard, don't misrepresent yourself and don't exaggerate things. We're all human, and sometimes it seems easier to play fast and loose with the truth. Here's the truth. Lying will only make you feel bad in the long run. Number three, be forgiving. Everybody makes mistakes. If somebody does you wrong, as tempting as it might be to rub it in, you need to forgive them. Holding on to anger and resentment will never serve you well. At times, that means forgiving yourself, whether it's for a silly mistake or something that keeps haunting you from the past. And number four, be respectful. Treat everyone with respect. The way you treat the CEO should be the same way you treat the cleaning crew. Things like age, race, religion, and social status don't matter. If you treat human beings like human beings, and you do that every day, you will solve so many problems. I'm sure you want to be viewed as a good person, someone who is honest and dependable, someone your people can count on. Earn that reputation. Be who you say you are. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. This one might surprise you. A big part of being who you say you are and living a confident life is being able to humble yourself. Yes, you can be confident and humble at the same time. Humility is a virtue that is really overlooked, particularly in the world we're living in, where everybody seems to be chasing attention. You can't get caught up in worshiping your social media followers and the comments you attract. It takes away your focus and it just isn't real. When you're humble, you're not afraid to admit that you're wrong. You're not boastful about your accomplishments. You're always willing to help other people. Being humble doesn't mean that your confidence has been diminished. It just means that you don't let the confidence go to your head, that you're letting insecurity get the best of you. You know you're not perfect. You're always willing to learn and grow. Here's the real benefit to being humble. It makes you more likable. People are drawn to the people they can relate to. And if people are drawn to you, what does that mean? They're going to believe in you and listen to you. That gives you a leg up in your business. It takes a lot of self-awareness and discipline to admit when you're wrong and give credit to others. But that also makes you more open to feedback and advice, which helps you to improve your skills. Confidence in yourself always gives you confidence in others. There's no need for you to hog all the credit. None of us can get places without the help of others. Always recognize the contributions of others and don't take any of those blessings for granted. Be sure to express thanks to those who've helped you along the way. I'm confident in the gifts God has blessed me with, but I'm also grateful for the people He placed around me. And I never want to forget where I came from. The first thing you see me do every morning in my office is cleaning things up a bit, maybe even vacuum the hallway. That makes me recall who I am and what I am. I'm not too good to clean up. The way I see things, I can't ask a custodian to pick up a piece of paper on the ground if I'm not willing to do that myself. That custodian is a person just like me. What's the difference in some people's eyes? It's probably that I have the title head football coach and they do not. So what? It's a darn problem if you start thinking your title is who you really are. A title doesn't justify you, it just locates you. It's disgusting when someone with a high title becomes arrogant and condescending, like they believe they're better than everyone else. It's like they're living in a bubble and they don't understand the struggles of others. It really gets bad when these people become corrupt and use their power for personal gain. They stop caring about the people they're supposed to be serving. Having a title or a high position should be a very good thing. Your position can be used to make a positive difference in the world. Your platform can raise awareness of important issues and be used for resources to help those in need. It should never be used for personal gain. I like to think I can show people it's possible to achieve great things, even if you come from humble beginnings. I sure didn't come from wealth or privilege, but I did have a dream and a lot of desire. If you have a similar story, just use that to inspire others to be their best selves. And you can show those people the importance of being kind, compassionate, and helpful, even while achieving your professional goals. Little things mean a lot. The attention always goes to the big things, right? You get a big promotion. You close the big sale. Your company lands a big account. Your child gets accepted to a big college. It's easy to be confident in moments like that. It's also easy to get carried away with those achievements because they are special and worthy of celebration. But let's be real, y'all. None of it ever happens if we don't concentrate on the little things, the fundamentals, the stuff that hardly ever gets any attention. I'm a firm believer in doing the little things well. Over time, if you focus on doing your best at the so-called inglorious task, it's going to add up to much more significant things. And when you're on that big stage, your confidence will be well-founded because you have earned your accomplishment and you've worked your way up in the right manner. You don't want to be one of those all-show, no-go types of people. Others will pick up on that quickly. At the same time, they're going to immediately sense the truth if you're one of those people who do things correctly. What are some little things that could make a big difference for you? Number one, arrive early for appointments. It shows you're punctual, organized, and respectful of someone else's time. If you're made to wait, bring along a book to read or write in your journal. Make use of the extra time. Number two, be polite to everyone, even people you don't know, especially people you don't know. If you're a yes, sir, and yes, ma'am kind of person, if you hold the door for others, if you're especially courteous to people who serve you in stores or restaurants, others will notice that you have a lot of class. Be respectful regardless of someone's outward appearance. Number three, take care of your body. If you eat healthy foods and exercise regularly and get enough sleep, it's going to come across in the way you look and the way you feel. You will always feel on top of your game. Number four, learn something new every day. Whether you read books, watch educational videos, take online courses, or attend conferences and workshops that relate to your business, you're going to make yourself better, not only for now, but in the long run. And number five, give something back. Do this by volunteering in your community or donating to a worthy cause. Not only will you be helping others, but you'll feel a lot better about yourself while building a reputation that others will notice. Learn to give without expectation of reciprocation. The little things mean a lot. Making the confidence your natural odor. Elevate and dominate. 21 Ways to Win On and Off the Field by author Deion Sanders.